Hey, what is up guys, we're here, welcome back to Let's Play Test Drive Destruction part. I still do not remember because I keep track of those things, yeah. Anyways, without further ado folks, let's review the cars we had. Oh yeah, we had that car that just put a smile on it. Cool, because I love smiles. And I love the smile of children's in the morning. Anyways, so, let's see, we have the assault and the car. We got a pretty good lineup and we have a lot of money. So you know what guys, I'm going to show you a new feature of the game. Well, not really a new feature, just something I wanted to show but I haven't really actually got to show it to you. So yeah, let's do this. At some point in the game we got a message that the sandpit is open, which is it's a bit positive then. My girlfriend just trying to pass in the back, it's quite funny. So we got this open now. This is a actual, well, as you can see, it's time challenge. It doesn't give you much money at first, but the more you do it, the more money you get. Obviously, at this point, it's kind of pointless. It's only for $25, but we're still gonna do it for the sake of showing what it do. Funny enough, this track, you'll actually get to do an eve in it at some point. I know it's kind of in the hub world, but you do get to do some eves in it. I don't remember if it's only at the end of the game, but I do know if you play multiplayer with multiplayer more like the arcade mode, you can actually pick it up. And it's one of my favorite locations for doing eves in it because it's a sandpit, and anybody who likes the motion derby knows that sandpits are awesome. Oh shit, that's not good. That could hurt the car. It might actually cost us more for repairing this car than actually earning from doing this. No, I'm kidding. It's not gonna cost $25 because we bumped something, but you know. That's always a danger in this game of doing side events like these. If you bump your car too much, well, you're gonna end up losing more money than you're actually gaining. Which is kinda sad when you think about it, but do keep in mind that you're in the hub world when you're doing those kind of side events. So you're not gonna be spending as much money repairing that you were in an actual event. So generally speaking, they're worth it. Mostly the betting. Time trials is pretty bad actually in terms of money output at first, but like I said, you get better output the further you do them. But since I don't want to do an entire video of time trials, I might do a bet, just for the heck of it. See if we can get enough money to purchase anything good, and if we do, well, I'm going to try out the gold ocelot for something better. Which I don't even know what's going to be for selling right now. I think I checked last episode, but like I said, I keep track of that stuff. I do. Saying very sarcastically. Very easy one actually, could have been faster than that, but you know, don't need to be really fast when you're playing for $25 and you're getting a 2 minutes. So as you can see, we need to do the same course, but we have with 5 seconds less, but for $50 this time around. So we are not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this one now because it's kind of, like I said, I don't want to do an entire episode of just me running time pearls. So let's go somewhere else. There's 2 betting areas now open, Troy and this place. I'm gonna go with this place again. Well, they're basically the same. I'm gonna check the opponents here. So okay, a digit. That is a good bet. Dizio, Paulo. Paulo should be an easy one. Let's do this. You gotta be careful of your opponent cars because some of them cars are pretty fast. Obviously, if you're a good driver, you can win against cars that are slightly better than yours, but you can't actually win against cars that are completely better than yours, so do bear that in mind when you're doing those races. It is important to not bite, try to eat something that is bigger than you, because you're obviously gonna get dead. And also, $125, that's quite a bit of money at this stage of the game, so you obviously don't really want to lose that. Although I don't know anybody who would actually rather lose money than winning them, so you know. Don't do stupid bets. That's the moral of the story. Do the easy ones that you can absolutely win, because they're pretty much free money. And honestly, free money is awesome. I wish Forza Horizon wouldn't have that much copyrighted music, because Forza Horizon 2 would have been another game that would be quite fun to play. I might do that at some point. Sadly, there's no real story nor mode in that game, so I won't actually can't really like let's play. It's more gonna be like a me series of just racing in it. Could be a fun game to do at some point. You know, stuff. Talking about this track, I did a lot of betting in this track back when I used to play this game like 24/7. I never actually took time to note if the track was different between bettings. I do not remember. I think it has a few circuits that are kind of different, but don't get me wrong, it's been way too long since I actually did a lot of bets in this game, so I don't actually remember if the track changes. Could be not, to be honest. Because honestly, if you're gonna do the bettings, you're always gonna get that track. I guess at some point it's gonna be kind of boring. It's just run around the same thing. Here we go. Easy money. Easy 125 bucks. To be quite frank, like I said, early bettings like that, when you see a car like Apollo that is super easy to beat, just go and grab it. I mean, it's a lot of money for very little effort. And once you have the money, you can just go to the scrapyard and get yourself some bling. Also, you're gonna notice I'm gonna run a car that's slightly damaged at scrapyard. Don't worry about that, because when you run a car that's slightly damaged, you basically have to pay the repair before trading it in. So you don't really lose. Well, you lose money for smashing it up, but you don't actually lose value for not repairing it before putting it, because the cost of repair is gonna be the deduction they give you when you're gonna trade it in. So don't worry, just bring your old scrapper and see if you can get something nice. We could get a digit soon. Having a digit at this point in the game would be extremely overpowered and is quite interesting, to say the least. Okay, so a car would see minus upgrade minus damage, $200 plus. We're only missing very little money here. Very little money. You know what? Let's do another bet. We are going to get that extremely OP car of ours. And this time around, we're gonna go at Troy's place, because he should have another list of opponent. We might be able to find an easy prey here for us, because easy preys are what we want. Let's see. Josh Black. A top for $125? You freaking serious? Like, honestly, a moth and a top. You know what? This is, again, pretty much easy money. Well, more like given money. Freaking moth and a top. They're like the worst cars in the game, and they're offering me $150 for it. Jeez, thanks game, that's a nice gift. I'm sure you're gonna use it to get a digit. So when you have the digits, those cars are gonna be like, those challenges are not even gonna be like difficult anymore. And get away from my face, buddy. Have a car to get. To be honest, I've been extremely lucky on the car draw in this game. I mean, the scrapyard had some pretty awesome cars for me, which did make the Let's Play a bit easier when you think about it. Obviously, it's going to equalize towards the end, because towards the end, you can't really get better cars than what there is in the game. So obviously, at the end, once you're getting the Rocket or Gladiator, which are the two of the best cars, the opponents are also going to be running Rocket and Gladiators. So obviously, even if you get an overpowered car at the beginning, it doesn't mean that you're going to get an overpowered car for the rest of the game. Do bear that in mind when buying cars. Cars are only temporary in this game, since they take damage, and obviously, yeah, they're temporary. It makes me think about something. I don't know if any of you guys actually played simulation racing games such as Forza and Forza Gran Turismo and the like. Those type of games are kind of like, are one of my favorite type of racing games. It's kind of funny saying that, since you see me play a lot of very fantasy racing games / car games. In those kind of games, you get to change your car often, just because of the fact that regulation like prevent you from racing all the same cars, because sometimes you need to get a rear drive or a V6 or a V8 depending on what type of racing you do. So a car cannot really enter many races. Something that kind of liked about the newer Forza that they made, Horizon 2, which is a more arcadey version of Forza, where you can pretty much race your car like indefinitely, just because of the fact that the way the game handles things is that it works with categories instead of not weapon, but of car specs. So instead of like asking you need to have like a four-wheel drive car, they basically you need anything that is a Japanese car or something like that. I think wider criteria for cars means you can actually enter the same car more often. It also means that because of working with categories and wider criteria, it means that you can also they actually added more championship to the same tier, so you can actually have like up to 5. I think there's like 8 championships of the same tier, so you can have your car do a lot of races before you actually get to change cars for another thing, since it's no longer valid for races. So that's a cool thing. Also in those games, like back in the old days of simulation racing, if you had like cars were restricted by horsepowers and stuff like that. In Horizon 2, class restrictions such as like a certain level of performance are no longer a thing. Like they still restrict you from like using. They restrict you not by preventing you from using your super overpowered car. They restrict you by putting the computers as good as your car is. So if you upgrade your car, you're not gonna get disqualified because your car is too strong. They're just gonna put better computers against you. Well, not better computer car against you. Which is quite an awesome thing, to be honest, because like I said, it allows you to keep driving the same car all the time, and it's quite fun if you're a fan of a certain car. Like for me, it was the Toyota Supra. That thing was like my little baby, and I pretty much did a shit ton of races in Horizon just because of the way they handle classes. Anyways, let's get our new toy. Oh shit, now there's a arrow. Hey, the digit is not there anymore. There's a hunter. It is a good upgrade. It is slower than a digit, but it is, however, sturdier. You know what? We're gonna do a actual upgrading episode. I'm gonna do one last race, and after that, I will be calling the episode, and I'm gonna go record another one, and I'm gonna post both of them in the same day. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So if people will actually want to skip this episode, they will. Since obviously it's not gonna be real racing, it's only me betting money and trying to win stuff. Woo! Little bit of bumps here. And where the frick am I going? I believe it's there. I was looking for the rear, I was looking to get into reverse. In this game, unlike in most games where you just hammer the brake until you reverse, in this game where you want to reverse, you need to press B. It's actually a separate button. Could get the easy Algard here. You know what? We're gonna get this easy race here, just because I want to refresh the car list at the car shop. By refreshing the car list, we might be able to get something good. If I'm lucky, the digit's gonna pop back up. If I'm not, well, I'll check if there's anything else. Honestly, the 5-speed car was interesting, but I think we can get a lot better than that. Also, I'm gonna give you a fair warning. Getting a pretty powerful car like that is a good thing, but do bear in mind this, and do hear my warning. The more expensive the car is, the more expensive it is to repair it. So riding a more expensive car to a race will most likely lead to a decline of income from that particular race. So do keep that in mind. If you're getting a pretty expensive car, you might want to be wary of not smashing it too much. Just a little tip like that. Personally, I don't really care much because you can always do a bunch of bettings to get some money for repairs, but you know it is. Some people just want to max out their income. I'm one of those people, but when it comes to Let's Playing, I tend to take life a little bit less seriously. Mostly I used to restart every single race until I get first place. But in Let's Play I don't really do that, since it would be kind of boring to see me try the same race like 3 billion times, obviously. So yeah, let's just get the money here and check the shop. If we're lucky, we'll get something good. If we're not, well, we're not. And I guess we'll stick with that good old car for a little bit. Although it would be quite sad because we do have a quite a stack of money saved. And I would gladly accept a new car. Okay, let's see this. Another $75. It's not much, but we're gonna take it. Let's repair this real quick, just, you know, because I feel like repairing it. Since with the repair cost, we have about $1,000 spared. Which means we should be able to get a pretty awesome car when we won't even have to sell this. Which means we could actually use it as a backup car, not actually just means that if the main car is destroyed and it's too expensive to repair, we can just use this for the rest of the eve, for example, and just repair both cars when we're gonna be back at home. That's a good thing to have, actually, a backup car. Allow you to save money in eve repair. Also, that car took quite a bit of permanent damage. It's now permanently in below 80%, which means it's not dangerous. I usually like ditch my cars when they're permanent 50% because that becomes kind of ridiculous. Does mean that car has quite a bit less health than it used to be, so yeah, I'll have to be a little bit more careful if we use that as backup car because it's gonna be a bit full of holes. Let's see. A Fillmore. Oh god, now you're pissing me off, game. You're showing me an extremely good car that I would really like to have. Fillmore is a muscle car category, which means it's literally the best category there's in the game, so... Well, I believe it's a muscle car category. Although there is a Hunter, which is not a bad car. Yeah, There's the shitty Prince. It's okay, but just so freaking dead. Fillmore is a 6. Oh, I wish I had that. I'm missing $20. Oh god. You know what? Ain't no rest for the wicked. I'm gonna get a good car, and I'm gonna like it. So, again, as a true warrior, we set up to battle once more. Let's see if we can get lucky this time. Detroit Place. Hopefully not lose all the money we have in the process. This is a Prince. This is faster than us. A Bulldog. I don't like those odds. These are cars that are somewhat faster than us. Bulldog is rather slow, but I don't know if I dare. I could get the new car, the one I was at 600. I'll just check real quick at the other betting place and see if... although I could do a time trial would give us just enough for the muscle car. Although we wouldn't have enough money to actually repair it, which would be kind of bad. Let's try that. Oh, by the way, both entrants are a different course, so do bear that in mind. I don't know if I might actually do an actual time trial off screen, just for the sake of having a little bit of spare cash for repairs. Not having money for repairs is kind of a bad idea, because it means you have to suffer your entire car without repairing it. Although, one thing to keep in mind is that once I have the better car, this track is going to be a lot easier because of speed. So, it would be something interesting to note that we could redo this. Jump for the hoop. Oh yeah. Like a tiger in a circus. Easy enough. Let's get the money. Now, hopefully this doesn't reset the card scrapyard. I don't believe it does, but knowing me, it's been a while since, so it could have done. Either way, oh, I'm missing $1. Yay. So I'll have to redo it anyways. It's not my day. Yeah, it doesn't. Like I said, I'm missing $1, right? Yeah, I'm missing a single dollar. Oh god. Let's do another one of those time trial. And I said I wouldn't actually do that in the episode, but I guess sometimes you don't really have a choice to acquire your car. And besides, for the greater good of humanity, cars. We're gonna have a very, very little money left over, so yeah, repairs are gonna be quite dangerous. I mean, I have to be somewhat conservative with my driving on the next eve because of that. Where am I going? Smash the freaking thing, dude. There you go. Hopefully, it's not gonna be too... People are not gonna kill me too much on the next track. As you can see, the very first time trials are extremely easy. The track is not very challenging, actually. It's just that, well, it's mostly that once you keep doing this, every time they remove seconds of the clock, so at some point it becomes extremely difficult to do. Although, if you have the Gladiator of the Rocket, this track, even at the end, is rather easy, since obviously there's not many obstacles to it. Boink. That was bad. That's a little bit less money for repairs. Sadly. Okay. We got a $50 that was needed. Minus repair costs, we should have about, like, I'm gonna take a guess. Should cost it $4. I was missing one. So move one to that at 4. I'm gonna say when I'm gonna be done with this, I'm gonna be left with $45 as a guess. Let's see if I'm right. Could be wrong. Just estimating the damage to be at $4. I could be wrong. No, damage at 8. I was wrong. So if it would cost, it would leave us with not much. Here we go. We now have an extremely fast car that has a 6-speed rating, which means computers are going to aid us because we're going to be zooming past them extremely fastly. I mean, extremely quickly. And we're left with a very, very small $47, which is far from being great. But, you know, it's what happened when you try to upgrade like a maniac at the very start of the game. But still, we have a Fillmore and we're only like rank 80, which means we are in quite a good shape. So, folks, I'll do some driving without off screen, so I can actually get some more upgrades. And I'll catch you on the next episode. See you later, folks. Goodbye.